Hello, welcome back. This is Jane here. Today I'm bringing you a story time about when I first got to the UK. As I said in my previous video over there, my uncle kindly financed me to come to the UK to study. And I had cousins here, I still have some cousins over here, and my brother was here at the time. So when I was a student, I remember going to these house parties, Kenyan house parties, uh, because of my cousin. And there was Kenyan food, Kenyan vibe, Kenyan alcohol, Kenyan people. Most of the people there were Kenyan. Different tribes, but mostly Kenyans. Um, and it was all fun for me. I enjoyed the whole lifestyle. Now, I grew up in a rural area. We did not have a nightlife, and then I went to Nairobi where I studied, and I was under my cousin's roof, and I did not really have a social life or a nightlife. So this was very much new to me, and I actually lacked the freedom and the liberty to be able to experience these things. I was 21, 22 at the time. And so in these parties, it's like everybody is wearing good clothes, it's having good vibe, and there's also a confidence with they had that I had not seen before. Now, and I was quite envious of the lifestyle. I wanted to live like this, but I was seeing it at the shallow level. Let me explain about that. When I say wearing good clothes, I was comparing it to what I used to wear. As I said, I grew up in a village, so my idea of good clothes is very different to somebody's idea of good clothes. So, because you could be buying clothes from Primark and it would look good to me because for a better part of my life, I did wear mutumbas, which is a second-hand clothes. There's nothing wrong with second-hand clothes, but that is where I was coming from. That was my basis. I'm not saying the clothes they were wearing were from Primark, but they could have. I don't know. I wouldn't tell. But there was also the thing I liked was the confidence, but I forgot to factor in alcohol. It doesn't matter if you've got confidence or no confidence. If there's alcohol involved, everybody drinking alcohol before they get really drunk is very confident. That's just part of alcohol. And I was very envious of that lifestyle. I wanted to be that. But I forgot, there's much more that goes to get there. This is a small snippet of somebody's life. And then I did not have a view of the rest of their life. So as life goes on, I struggled to get a job, but I finally got one. I was doing finance, and I wanted to get a really good job and get into finance. And it took me a while to get there, but this is not about that. And I was getting temporary jobs in office, accounting, and although they were paying money, it was not good enough money to sustain what I viewed this lifestyle to be. And so I was very envious of what I thought they had, the good cars, the clothing, and the confidence they exuded. Until late, as time goes on, I start to get an understanding of life in UK. Now, you might say somebody is faking it, but on the other hand, you have to look at it from the point of if you're leading a very hard life and you feel like the society is against you, then when you have a chance to drink, then you enjoy it to the maximum. So you're not faking it. It's just how you cope with everything else. But one of the things I didn't like was there was two people. This particular two people, they did drive big cars. Now, it took me a while to understand how the number plate in UK works. So somebody might be driving a big car, but it's an old car. But I don't know how old. It could be very, very old or not very old. But if it's well maintained or it's newly polished, it looks pretty decent to me. I'm not into cars, but they'll be driving big cars and they wear good clothes, and when they're drunk they're very confident and they talk, like chairman, or they're top there, but that's alcohol. But these two particular gentlemen also they would be like the life of the party, telling everybody everybody is consulting them or talking to them with this kind of they're higher up, until one day they go like, oh, we need to fundraise a Harambe. And I was like, Why do you need a Harambe? You got money. Why are you asking people to give you money when you've got money? And that's when I was like, at first I thought they were being fraudulent. And then I came to the quick realization is that what they're giving out when they come for these parties is not their true worth. But on the other hand, but it was a bit conflicting because these are the same people who are bringing in alcohol. They're the people who always go like, oh, well, I went to Kenya last year 3 times, I'm going to Kenya 2 times. But yet you're telling me to contribute money for school fees for your child. I did not quite reconcile that, but I felt guilty and I contributed because, as I said, my uncle financed my being in UK, so I felt that responsibility. Somebody's helped me, I've got to help somebody. And so it kept happening many times. But when it came to other people's fundraising, they did contribute money, but they would get from their shirts this big pile of money with a lot of 5s, 10s, and 20s, but they would only drop a fiver. I'm thinking, why are you taking all this money out if you're only going to drop a fiver? It's like, I want to show people I've got money, but actually I don't, because I'm only giving so little. And it's like, yeah, it taught me a lesson. Don't rely on other people's fundraising or helping you with your problems. Just open a bank account and do a direct debit every month. And when you need money, it's in your bank account. And that's how I do. I don't socialize with Kenyans in UK, I'll be honest. But I have a bank account where every month I put in as little or as much as I can afford. And when I have a problem, I can help myself. Because even though you contributed £200 to these people who are only giving a fiver, when it's your turn, they're only going to put a fiver in. So you're giving more to them than they're giving you back. And so this idea of Harambe, you help me, I'll help you, doesn't really work out at all in this situation, because they figured out the process of where they come across that like they're up here and people are more willing to help them. But when it comes to their turn to help, they're not putting in as much money. And because people are not paying attention, they just don't believe it that they're actually only putting in so little of money. And so it becomes this system of where they've created an impression that they are contributing so much or they're worth so much more, but actually they're only delivering so little. So the net effect is that they benefit more and you lose out. I don't know if this is common in other places, but this is what I observed. And when I observed that from the sideline, I decided I'm never going to participate in that. Now you might say, well, what if you ever need help? I don't know, have a savings account or something and try, because how much money you have in the bank is not a function of how much money you earn. And that's a story for another time. But yeah, all I'm saying, some people out there, it's not just a Kenyan thing, they be faking it. But on the other hand, it's also your perception. You might perceive people are doing much more or doing much well off than they actually are. Thanks for watching.